We have Saturday racing at Sha Tin this weekend. We have Paul Lally here with the selections for the race-by-race preview, and the opening race gets underway at 1 o'clock on the all-weather. Loaded with Fluke is dropping in grade, as is Spangled Fortune and Yoda's Choice. Night Purasengwe makes his all-weather debut. Viva Chaleur now with Tony Cruz, who's taken the hood, and pacifiers with cows off him. All eyes on me, no blinkers. Visor and tongue tie go on. Sportic Warrior is now with Michael Chang, and Sportic Warrior is wearing a crossover noseband for the first time. Yoda's Choice, Paul, good draw. All-weather record not bad, and loves a lead.
Yeah, well, he's run 2 runs already over the 1200 in Class 4. Now he drops into Class 5 and gets up to a suitable trip. So he's going to get his chance. Verbier goes forward. Now Team Happy's backing up. Spangled Fortune's got that wide draw he's got to deal with, barrier 13. Go, 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 loaded with Fluke, comes onto the surface. He's by Deep Field. Euro Rocks, Cool Blue ran on last start, as did Mr. Aladdin, Sportic Warrior, and Night Purasengwe. Just a tricky draw there, barrier 8 for him.
We start with Euro Rocks, who's been trialling up a storm on the all-weather, but he had a race on it and went back. He did make some ground here when running 4th in the race won by Speedy Smarty, but such an open Class 5. Did he figure in your numbers?
Yeah, he does. Look, this was over the 1200 metres, so he steps now up to the 1650, and the way he finishes off, that's him in the purple down the outside. He ran 4th in this race. He is bred for the surface. He's a long-standing maiden, though, 20-start maiden, but did arrive on a lot higher rating. And Dennis Yep did kick off his season last Wednesday with that Group 3 winner.
He did indeed. Dennis on his way. Here's a Happy Valley trial for Loaded with Fluke, who's coming into Class 5. He does get a 7-pound claim for Brittany Wong. When it comes to the all-weather, he is unknown.
Yeah, he's by Deep Field, and he has trialled a bit on it. Was pushed out a little bit in the trial, but he looks well bred for it out of his Abil mare. Look, you're going to have to take him on trust. His race form is 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. So I'd like to see him do it on the racetrack first. But he has been downgraded.
He had 0 chance of going in your selections then.
0.
Night Purasengwe's trialled well on the all-weather. He's coming to the surface for the first time too. There he is down on the inside and has a lot of US breeding, which is one of your KPIs for these all-weather races on the dam side. Yeah,
they were bred in Ireland though, but as you say, there is plenty of American breeding through both the dam and the sire. Again, another one that hasn't done much on race. They did have a run at Sha Tin over the 1400 metres where he was in the market as well at 9.9. So there was money for him, but he didn't perform. So the surface switch may help because he obviously did win this trial on it.
A leader on an all-weather track is likely going to be Yoda's Choice. He did some work down the back straight at Sha Tin recently.
Yeah, just thought I'd show here with Storm Runner and Victor the Rapid. So, look, he finished off really nicely here, Yoda's Choice. That's in 146, Yoda's Choice. And, look, a leader, all-weather, had 2 runs under his belt. He's going to be fit.
First out, first home?
Downgraded, I didn't mention that as well. So, yeah, I think he could be in. Look, Pierre Ung hasn't had a really good start to the season. He's yet to get a winner, but this could kick off his season. Spangled Fortune, another of the downgraders, but has to contend with barrier 13, Euro Rocks, and Cool Blue. It wasn't a bad run from him last time, and he did win last season, albeit at Happy Valley. 3-2-9-12.
A leader to win the first, Yoda's Choice, straight to the front, not for catching for Paul in the opener. Race number 2, they step onto the turf for the first time on Saturday afternoon with a Class 5 over the 1400 metres. Only You has a better draw. Circuit Fiery has placed 5 from 9 course and distance. Excellent Daddy's had a stable change. He's now with Michael Chang. Draco cannot draw a barrier. Decreelot has the cheek pieces going back on. Kaying Power wears blinkers again. Lucky Generations, pacifiers with cows and tongue tie have been removed, and a better draw for Braver Friends, who ran 4th behind My Flying Angel last time, Paul.
Look, Colonel leads 1400 metres. He looks like he's just going to stretch out there. Ivan Golden will get his chance. Circuit Fiery is drawn wide, but he can get across, I think. Braver Friends, better run from him last time. Now he's down on this grade. Decreelot, Only You, should start favourite. He's been a winner waiting to happen. My Flying Angel will have to go back from a wide draw. He's a last start winner. And Draco as well.
Only You is in our first replay. Does have to carry the top weight. He ran 3rd here. And Gangnam Star, Decreelot, Kaying Power and Mr Good Vibes all come out of this replay. Mr Good Vibes also had a race last weekend.
Better run from Gangnam Star, and he is a winner, but look, Only You looks a winner waiting to happen. Has won a lot higher rating over the 1400 metres. It's the distance for Saturday's race. He's just so close to a win, this horse. He's got to carry the weight, that's one thing. Derek Long, he's one away from 500, and I know you'll be happy to present him with something if he does get the 500.
We're just waiting to hand it over, the trophy, whatever it is. We haven't seen it. You'll have to wait till he rides that winner, which could be race 2. My Flying Angel was very good last time, Paul. He'd been costly. He hadn't quite delivered. Well, he waited a while to do it and then delivered in style.
He did, didn't he? Look, he always looked like he was capable of winning in the bottom of Class 4. He's now won in Class 5 here. He's got to go up in weight, and he's gone from barrier 3 to barrier 10. So that's just a little bit of a concern as well for My Flying Angel. I'm going to put him in, but not on a win line. It was a really strong finish here. Circuit Fiery was off and gone here, and he just managed to pull him back, didn't he? I think Circuit Fiery is a good chance.
He's been very consistent course and distance. Circuit Fiery. Only You wins for Derek.
Yep, I think he will. Only You on top. Give him that 500 to beat Circuit Fiery. I'm going to throw Braver Friends, and there's a better run from him. And he's looks like he's come into a little bit of form late in his career here in Hong Kong. And then My Flying Angel, 1, 2, 11 and 3.
Derek Long rides his 500th winner for Brett Crawford. If Only You is successful for Paul in race number 2. Race number 3, Sai Kung Handicap. This one is back on to the all-weather, and it's a Class 4 over the 1650. Precision Goal last winner extra £7. Reliable Profit resumes. He's had 2 trials. Fashion Legend has the crossover noseband off. Leslie has a good second-up record. We've got Sight Supreme, who placed behind Precision Goal last up. Yuchong Victory blinkers off. Pacifiers with Cowls go on. Casa Papa, he ran 4th at his only time. Course and distance. Well, it worked last time, Paul, for Precision Goal, so no doubt they'll try it again to the front. Yeah,
it's worked 4 times, actually. Gone straight to the front from his 16 starts here on the all-weather. Fashion Legend, he can get himself into a nice position. Charming Steed likes to go forward. Celtic Times, luck is back. He'll get a better run, I think, than last time. Billion 2 could be out in the cheap seats there. He would be facing the breeze. Reliable Profit comes in fresh. View All Things. He stormed home over 1200 last time. He steps up to the 1650, as does Sight Supreme, and Leslie back as well.
Here is Leslie in this first replay, chasing home a few of them, including Precision Goal, who led. The second horse was right on his hammer. And the 4th horse, Casa Papa, slides through against the rail, so the fence was the place to be.
It definitely was. Now, we're not going to get these conditions, you wouldn't have think, with no rain forecast tomorrow early. So, look, you can see he just got to the front and just kept going, Precision Goal. But that's how he's done it. He's won on all sorts of surfaces on the all-weather. So, look, I think he's got a really good chance once again. Sight Supreme, another one that does like the surface. I'm going to give Fashion Legend another chance. He was back towards the rear there, but he just didn't cop those conditions.
He's going to go in then, Fashion Legend. Here is Fighting Machine, who ran 6th on the turf last time. He is yet to win over the 1650, but he has placed 5 from 8 course and distance, so has been consistent on it.
Yeah, I think this is his go, is on the all-weather. He does like, he has won twice at Sha Tin, but 4 placings from 8 starts on the all-weather. He's yet to break through, but he does really finish off strongly on the surface. Look, he's had a couple of runs now. He's drawn an inside gate, barrier 2, which I don't think is ideal for him because he does get back.
All right, that is a Fighting Machine. Next up, View All Things. You touched on him in the speed map, and this was that 1200 metre run last time where he runs on for 4th. How much benefit is he going to take from the extra 450 metres?
A lot, I think, and also onto the surface. This was his first go on the surface. I actually put him in the numbers here on the back of a really good all-weather trial. Now, he does step up to the 1650, and the way he finishes off here, he finished 4th at a big price, as you can see. He was really motoring up in the last 100 metres here. I quite like him in this race. I think 1650 looks good for him.
There you go. There's your replay to on-top selection graphic.
Yeah, and he's got a lightweight. Cody Moe started off the season really well. So he's on top. Fashion Legend in the trail. Precision Goal will lead for a long period of the race, and Sight Supreme coming out of that same race. 14, 5, 1 and 9.
That is race number 3. It is the first leg of the early treble. Race number 4 and the track switches continue. We're back onto the turf for this one and it's over the 1400 metres. Fun Together cheek pieces off. First start for Michael Chang. Ragabomb raced wide last time. Salute King Prawn has had 6 trials. Audacious Pursuit has had 2 ahead of his season resumption. Smiling Falcon has the cheek pieces going on. Newborn Miracle, the blinkers off and the tongue tie is back on. And Beauty Missile is now with Brett Crawford, who's removed the pacifiers with cowls and re-added cheek pieces, Paul.
Yeah, Patch a Watch, he likes to go forward in his races and race right on the pace. I think he can get across second to none. Newborn Miracle led last start. I don't know if it was totally, it suited the horse. He had stepped up to 1600 for the first time. Fun Together's on his outside. He'll try and get across. Audacious Pursuit. Strathpether should get his chance back on the inside. Back to Ragabomb and Salute King Prawn, I think, might have to go back from barrier number 8.
Absolutely Awakened had 1 start last season, then we didn't see him again till the 7th of September. He's second last turning for home here, Paul, staying at 1400 metres, but he makes up a lot of ground in the run here.
Very eye-catching, wasn't it? Absolute Awakened. He was over 100 to 1 as well. He's by a Drossen, so coming up to the 1400 metres, look, it looks an ideal step for him. They are keeping him at 14. I think he'll eventually get up to 16 and maybe even further. But with this improvement, the horse obviously had a pipe opener last season. I thought this is a top run from him, and look, there's no reason why he can't go on with it.
Formal Exhibit L takes the ride on him too. Second replay is Patch of Watch, who won a cheeky race over at Happy Valley around the bends last time. He gets in down in the weights with 117 pounds on his back. Steps up from the 1200 this night, obviously 1400 metres on Saturday.
Yeah, look, I think he's a chance. He's run second in Class 4 before here, but a couple of times he's won. They were in Class 5. He's 21 start for those 2 wins, but he's going to be in front for a long period with that light weight, so he'll go in the numbers.
Pulling up the trials now, and we start with Fun Together, who was good in this trial. He's up outside the leader, eventually wins it. Only had the 1 trial. New stable, loves 1400 metres. Just his first up record is some concern, is it?
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? 4 goes for Zip with him, and barrier number 10. He does get a couple of pounds off the 135 of Jerry Towerboard, but I'm just worried a little bit about that fresh up record with him.
It's Flying Luck bursting through and Silver up down the outside. Have both raced okay out of that trial, but Fun Together will need to turn that around. Audacious Pursuit's a trial winner. Smiling Falcon ran 3rd. Audacious Pursuit had 2 starts during his first campaign. Smiling Falcon had just the 1.
Yeah, so he ran sort of midfield over the 1200. So he's stepping up to 1400. He's a son of Darcy Brahma. Pushed out a little bit in this trial, so he should come on for it. The other horse did win the trial, Audacious Pursuit. He's another Drossen that we've got here, and he's drawn barrier number 5. Look, neither made it in. Of the 2, I probably would lean towards Audacious Pursuit, though.
But they won't be in the top 4. It was a good run from Absolute Awakened. Is he on top?
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. I think there's improvement there, and he looks quite a progressive type. Patch a Watch from the front. Give Newborn Miracle another chance coming back to the 1400 metres. And Roman Crown, he maps really well. He should be able to sit just in behind them, and did finish a good 4th with at his last start. 5, 14, 11 and 9.
And for Triple Trio Punters, race number 4 is your first leg. Race number 5, Sha Tin, Saturday, looks this way. Distance, 1200, class is 4, and King Profits run 3rd in a trial prior to his first run back for the season. Riziki, we last saw him in June over the 1400 metres. Fortune Kingo is on debut, as is Kairos Treasure. Lahore up in trip. Awesome Treasure, extra £6 for a senior rider. Glorious Kingdom has the tongue tie going on. Same to you, extra £4 for his last start win. And Ruby Sailing jumps from the 1,000 to the 1,200 metres, Paul, with Awesome Treasure. Despite drawing 12, loves this grade and has a stack of early speed. He
does. I think with a senior rider, he'll just push him out and should be able to get to the front. Keith Young's actually ridden him a couple of times in the past as well. Ruby Sailing's got a low draw. California Blitz has put himself right there. Lahore likes to go forward, and he's up to 1,200 from 1,000, so he might be able to get outside Awesome Treasure. Same to you. Now, he goes back when he draws wide, as we saw when he won last start. But when he draws inside, he likes to sit a bit handier. Rizeki, blinkers went on him last time, and it was a better run. The newcomers, Kairos Treasure and Fortune Kingo, neither one of those have shown too much early pace.
Lahore has had one start at 1,200 metres, but it was at Happy Valley. This is his last run at 1,000 when running 30. He's been really consistent over the 1,000, Paul, without winning. Will he appreciate the 1,200 at Sha Tin, though?
There's no reason why he won't, because he has finished off strongly in his races. It's more the barrier, which is a bit of a concern. Barrier number 11. I think they'll go forward on him and try and put him into the race. So, look, he's got Zach Purden to offset that, so he'll be looking to slot in or maybe get outside the leader.
This was some win. This is same to you, who didn't have a really good record in this grade until last time, and he is last turning for home. We've seen Sonny Q come out of this race and go on and win, and he gets to the outside, and he doesn't just win, he just blows them off the park.
He's a three-time winner now here in Hong Kong, and two of them here at Sha Tin over this course and distance, so he seems to like it. Barrier 2, look, he drew 10 and 14 at his last two starts and went back. He puts in a good run, then he does put in a couple of shockers. He was a massive price when he won this. Can he put two together? That's the million-dollar question.
It sure is around same to you. California Blitz coming off a second last time. Had a perfect trip in the inside, but he's racing well enough, and on what he's done, surely a win can't be too far away, can it?
No, I agree. I think I'm going to go with him here because he puts himself in the race every time. This was at Happy Valley last start. Now, he does come to Sha Tin, but he's performed well here at Sha Tin in the past, so there's no reason. He's only had the 7th start, so he is quietly lightly raced.
There's your on-top selection. Who's in for second, third and fourth?
Yeah, so we'll go with him. We'll go with him with the lightweight California Blitz on top to beat the 2, which is Rizeki. Now, he should be a decent price, and they are putting blinkers on him for the first time. Lahore just has to overcome that wide draw. Decision Link, he drew wide on debut. He was a big price. They took him all the way back, and he stormed home for third, so he outran his odds. He was a 33-1 chance there. He has drawn wide once again, so they'll try something similar, no doubt. 11, 2, 6 and 3.
And that is race number 5. California Blitz for Paul to win the first leg of the 6 Up. And race number 6 now, and this race is programmed to be run over the 1,400 metres with Beauty Glory at the top of the book, a 2-time course and distance winner. Shanghai Style comes back in trip. Etalon Or off a string of placings looking to break through. Fit for Beauty goes up in distance from the 12 to the 1,400. Ocean Impact cheek pieces off. Shadow Roll On for the first time. Better and Better beaten favourite last start. We've got Smart Trio with a wide draw again. And speaking of wide draws, Blue Baron cannot draw a gate. He's 13 this week, Paul.
Yeah, so he'll go back again, I think, from that wide draw. Beauty Glory didn't lead last time, but and he really finished off strongly, but he normally does lead, and he does not like to be another leader in the race. Fight Time. Super Universal went forward at Sha Tin over 1,200 last start. Etalon Or normally goes forward when he draws low. Shanghai Style, Fortune Supernova. Ocean Impact's back in trip. Young Striker's gone back in all the starts, and Super Love likewise.
First up, an interview Nick has done with the rider of Etalon Or, Alexi Bedell.
Alexi Bedell, Etalon Or is a ride for you coming up on Saturday. I suppose to some degree, Alexi has been a little bit frustrating, but he's very honest, and he's back to the races here and looks a strong chance.
Yes, indeed. He's been very consistent. He was still a young horse last year, so it's been difficult, carrying a lot of weight every time. He's trying hard, but he seems to be in good form, approaching this race with a good gait, so he might have every chance, I hope.
What about his trial, Alexi? I mean, I thought his trial, he looked very good. He sort of hit the line nice and comfortably, didn't he?
Yes, he's a horse with ability, you know. He hasn't been very lucky with the gates last year. Upcoming race, he'll be on the inside. I think it's B+2, so it should be fast ground, you know, so he'll have every chance, I hope. But the horse is in good form, he'll do well.
Yeah, you mentioned those gates. I think he had 7 stalls, 11 or wider last season. Terribly unlucky horse in that respect. Gate 1 as well, so obviously a nice place to be.
Yes, indeed, and especially coming back to a shorter trip, 14, which he's had success with in the past. You know, he should run well. Like, hopefully we can get this right.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him break through. I think he really deserves it. And just on some other news, Alexi, obviously news that you've picked up the ride on My Wish, of course. Nice ride to pick up. Obviously, it's certainly a case of sort of circumstance, isn't it, in a race of that nature? But he's a nice one to get the ride on.
Yes, obviously he's a good one for this race. Course and distance, ideal, and the handicap is pretty pretty favourable for him. He's a quality horse and in good form, so that's great.
We'll find out if Etalon makes it into a placing for Paul shortly, because he's been a professional place getter. Here is Super Universal. Paul, this was a big run from him last time. You were with him that night at Happy Valley over the 1,200 metres. Do you stay solid coming to Sha Tin over the 14? You
have to, because the way he raced, he was 3 wide all the way. He comes up to 1,400 metres of which he's bred for. He's drawn better in barrier number 6. Look, I really liked him this night. There was a bit of money for him as well, and he was entitled to drop out, but he stayed on really well there with it.
Where's Better and Better at? He's not quite at Etalon or level yet, but he has been costly at times throughout his short career. He's up outside the leader here, was well backed into favouritism and only paddled for 5th.
Yeah, look, he was disappointing, wasn't he? He came all the way into 2.5 as well with a Sugar Ball there. There was a top time was in behind. He's come out and run well since. Raging Rapids likewise. Look, I'm going to leave him out in this race. I thought he had every chance here.
As you can see, they've just run past him and he's ended up running 5th. Better and Better. On the plus, Ackburton is sticking with the ride. He's not going in, but who is?
Going to go with Super Universal on top. Up to the 14 looks good. Beauty Glory, I think they'll change the tactics from barrier 3 and lead with him. And look, his last win was off 64 and he's down to this 58 rating. Etalon has had 13 starts in Hong Kong. 12 of them he's been in single figures. Placed numerous times but can't get his nose in front. And Fit for Beauty was a huge run when he was wide last start. The danger is he could be wide once again from 14, but there is ability there with this horse. 9146.
As you can see on the graphic, Paul is pretty keen on Super Universal to come to Sha Tin and win after that 3rd placing at Happy Valley last time. And there is a trophy on offer for race number 7. It's our feature race of the day. It's over the 1,000 metres, and we've got Stellar Express resuming at the top of the book. Packing Bowl extra £6 for his last start win. We a Hero, he has won 5 times course and distance. Metro Power beat home Fast Responder last start. Casa of Honour crossover noseband is off. Chill Buddy wears a hood for the first time. And the All Out has the cheek pieces going on as he drops back to the 1,000 metres once again this week, Paul, and there is nothing but speed here.
Yeah, it looks all about pace, isn't it? Metro Power set up some really quick sectionals last start. Packing Bowl likewise on the all-weather. Youthful Spirits is an absolute speedster, but that's normally around Happy Valley. Superb King is showing speed. He's on debut in Hong Kong. WizKid is an old boy that's got pace. Stellar Express likes to go forward. Chill Buddy likewise, the All Out. It's going to suit some of these horses at the back, I think, like We Are Hero and Fast Responder.
That's straight to neck with David Hayes talking Metro Power.
David, Metro Power, in no uncertain terms, absolutely hacked up last time. You're going back to the well again. Handicap hasn't missed you, though. He's put you up 11.
Yeah, 11. But on that win with the time he ran, he probably deserved it. So I'm not going to complain. I think he'll run well again.
I guess sort of the knock on to that is that you've got another good draw. I mean, what was noticeable is how Lyle literally got glued to that rail and up that golden highway, if you will, was able to just run away from them.
Yeah, he did. He was. This time he's drawn a bit closer to that rail, so it mightn't be as hard to find it. But there is a lot of speed in this race, so and he doesn't have to lead, so he might just follow the pace and join in. But he looks a PP that's improved from last year.
It's funny you say that, because it leads me sort of nicely onto my next question. Is that he's always shown a bit early on, hadn't he? Those first couple of runs were good.
Oh, very good. He ran a very good first up run, and it's hard to do in Hong Kong with a lightly raced PP. And then he just tapered at the end, lost his form a bit at the end, but he's come back bigger and better this season. So he looks a progressive horse.
For his connections, I had a look, obviously. He looks a natural successor to old Metro Warrior, doesn't he? He was sort of in the same ilk, if anything, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was an old war horse, Metro Warrior, who we raced for 5 seasons. And after about this horse's 3rd gallop, I told them this is better than Metro, which the owners didn't quite believe me. But after the other day getting the bonus, he's paid for himself, and they're very happy.
Well, let's hope onwards and upwards with him. We can't talk, of course. You've got a rather wonderful baseball cap on as well, I hasten to add. Kaying Rising, how is he? I mean, all the reports have been very good. We know the trial's coming up. How's everything looking down in Australia, David?
Yeah, had a gallop this morning, and all the reports are very good. He's hydrated and eating well, which is very important with a horse travelling. And he's on the same weight as he was when he won on opening day, which is a great sign, which is bigger than he was last year. But he'll have this trial next Tuesday. It'll be much anticipated. It'll be a hot trial, and it's 12 days before his race. It should be ideal just to let me know where I'm at with him.
Yeah, I think you were telling me just before as well that it's sort of Everest horses, King Charles Stakes horses as well. So, I mean, it will be a proper trial.
Yeah, well, I think the second favourite of Chris Waller's is trialling Jolly Star. And yeah, we'll just get a good feel for where he stands, and he'll have a nice dress rehearsal and look at the track, so it won't all be new to him on the big day.
And of course, mate, goes without saying, Zach, as reported, is going down to ride him.
Yeah, he's going down and is really looking forward to it. He's heading down Sunday. I'm heading down Saturday after the races.
Excellent. And just going back to sort of the angle with the weight and that sort of thing. I mean, I know you're not a man that does stress, I don't think, David, particularly, but does that just sort of alleviate some of the sort of the stress factors, possibly, when the horse does travel as well as that and sort of gets there in top shape, obviously?
Yeah, some horses travel when they grow in stature, and others travel when they just don't handle it. And the early signs are that he's handling it very, very well. And I feel when you're at the, you know, if you've lost 20 or 30 pounds, there's always a little doubt in your mind, has it affected him or not? But when he's at that weight, I know what we're doing is holding him in good form.
It's like people, some are good on planes, some are absolute morons, Paul. Hopefully Kaying Rising has travelled well down to Australia. Youthful Spirits, a 1,000 metre race at Happy Valley is the norm for him. Comes in with an abundance of speed, so much so he might not even lead this week.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way, and his Sha Tin record's not very good at all. He's had 2 goes, hasn't really featured, has had breathing problems, and Surcharge would have to improve, so not for me, these two.
Okay, that's superb capitalist hitting the gap and bolting it in that race. We move on to our next replay, which is Stella Express, running second in a trial. WizKid has won 7 times over the 1,000 metres, 5 at Happy Valley and twice at Sha Tin. He's had 2 trials, and this the most recent of them, behind Invincible Sage. He was really disappointing on Wednesday.
He was. Look, the thing with WizKid, he's a 7-year-old now. Prefer him actually at Happy Valley with a shorter straight. As he gets on in age. He has won twice down the straight before. That was really early in his career. Stella Express now, he's got to carry the big weight, and he's also has to come from a barrier number 1. So that just makes it a little bit tricky for him. So he was on the cusp but missed out.
We'll move across then to our next trial, which is Chill Buddy. He's up outside the speed here, turning for home. He's been given plenty of miles in the legs by Rick Yu. He's had 3 trials after having that 1 run last season.
Did win over 1,000 before he got here at Mornington as well. This horse, he went out at 7.5 on his debut. The last race, towards the last race of the season at Happy Valley last season, and he got lost. He just didn't really enjoy it under the lights here. He seems to be a lot settled here. The hood will go on him for his debut run. Now, he's going to be a big price. He's going to be over 50 to 1, but look, in an open race, I'm going to give him a chance.
And on a Saturday afternoon too.
Exactly. We do see some strange results.
All right, he's on top to win this.
Yeah, he is. We'll put him on top, make him the value play at a massive price. Chill Buddy. We Are Heroes should get the race run to suit, and he's well rated. The All Out does like it down here, this straight. And Metro Power was impressive last start. Each way about the 10 for me.
And that is race number 7 with Andre Razzani on board for Ricky Yu for Paul and Chill Buddy in the 7th. Race number 8, we switch it back across to the all-weather for this. It's a Class 2 over the 1650. Chilchibi last start winner, extra £8. Capital Delight has the visor and the tongue tie off. The shadow roll going on. Soleil Fighter placed his only time, course and distance. Mr. Ascendancy cheek pieces off. Visor first time. Noisy Boy has the pacifiers going on. And Sing Dragon second time over the 1650. He did it tough. His only time over the trip from a wide draw last time. Telecom Fighters loves a lead, Paul.
He does. I think he'd just go ping to the front. Look, Keithy is coming to the surface for the first time. He's won trials on this surface before. Sing Dragon. Mark Newnham's got a few runners. He likes to go forward. Salil Fighter from the wide draw might just have to work if he's to get outside Telecom Fighters. Mojave Desert will be in a similar position when he won last start. Mr. Ascendancy, Talent's Ambition, Fallon, Chill Chibi, Helene Feeling will get back. Noisy Boy goes back in this sort of surface, and Capital Delight likewise.
Mark Newnham, 3 runners series with Nick.
Mark Noonan, you're absolutely mob-handed in race 8 coming up on the weekend on the all-weather. Let's start with Talent's Ambition. He's always been a very good dirt horse, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, his form's very consistent on there. He's up to this grade now. He left last season with a win. It's a good race to start his season.
Talking of good races, but good trial race recently as well behind your stable star in My Wish. Trial look good?
Yeah, his trial and his work's been, very consistent to his usual level. And he's drawn a good gate, so, a similar run to when he won last start would be, would put him in the finish.
And I guess, Mark, what else might well help him is that tempo up front, because he always seems to be also sort of under pressure a decent way out, but he always responds, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, he only does as much as he has to, and he's the same in his work. So, look, when you need him to come up underneath you, probably from the 400 home, he's there. He always runs good splits. So, as long as there's a good even tempo up front, that'll give him his chance.
Let's work down the weight, shall we? Sing Dragon is your next one in with Saddlecloth 11, carries the 120, carries Teton rides. Good record on the horse. Where are we at with him at the moment?
Oh, look, I thought he'd run really well. He had a race last Sunday, and look, he's just not up to that level on the turf, but his race at the end of last season where he ran behind Talent's Ambition was very good after being stuck wide early and doing a lot of work. He wasn't beaten far, and that was his first attempt at the 1650. So from where he's drawn, he'll get up on pace, and he's always very consistent on the dirt as well.
Handicap has dropped him £1 also, down to 82. Just puts him on that mark where, he's shown some very good form off of slightly higher marks. Certainly puts him in with his chance, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's never run badly on that surface, so, I wouldn't expect any different tomorrow.
The same can be said about Mojave Desert. Now, he's trying the grade for the first time, Class 2. We know it gets tougher, Mark, at this sort of level, but he's honest.
Yeah, and he's in good form. He's 2 runs back this season have both been very good. He won with something in hand the other day, 116 on his back. Andrea has got a good association with him, knows him well. He's got to hold him up for one short, sharp sprint. And it worked well for him last time. Coming up to this grade, it's another step up again, but he's in good enough form.
I'm sure you're hoping all 3 will run well and go very close, but if I had to ask you and put your neck on the block to try and split the 3, who would be the one, do you think?
Oh, look, I think it'll come down to race tempo. We've probably, of the 3 horses, we've probably got one on pace, one in the middle and one out the back. So how fast they go will probably determine the winner.
Yeah, that's usually how it works out, I suppose, in some respects. Just finally, how's My Wish?
Yeah, he's come through that race really well. Probably better than he was last season, and I think that's just showing his maturity now. He didn't have a hard race as it turned out because he's really only asked to sprint up the last 200. So we'll start getting him ready now for the Sha Tin trophy where he'll carry a nice light weight. Alexi Bedell will have a couple of rides on him in between. And, that'll give him his chance against the A-graders, getting a bit of weight from them.
Mark Newnham there, Paul, as we charge it across to a Happy Valley replay right now. And they went really hard early in this race and Soleil Fighter was up on the pace. A fair few of the horses around him that got involved in that speed battle all started to drop out. He didn't, but comes up with a wide barrier.
Yeah, another wide barrier for him. Nick, he's won a trial on the surface recently before. He's only had one go on the all-weather, and he did run second behind Talent's Ambition on that occasion as well. From a wide draw, to be fair, from barrier number 11. He's drawn barrier number 13 here in this race. 11, he's drawn 11 again, I should say. I'm going to put him in, but I'm just not sure what sort of run he's going to get.
We're staying in Happy Valley now, but at the Happy Valley Trials and Chill Chibi, he has won first up in the past. He too has a wide draw, a big weight, and coming to the all-weather for just the second time. He raced wide his only look at this surface, but having said all of that, would you prefer to see him and prefer him at Happy Valley at this stage?
Well, that's what the statistics show. He's had 135, barrier 10, 1 go on the surface, and he's had a lot of injury problems as well. I think this is just a stepping stone for something else, so he doesn't go in for me.
One of your favourites in the race, though, Talent's Ambition. Is he on top?
Yeah, I'm going to put with him. He should get the pace in the race. We did hear from Mark Newnham talking about speed in the race. I'm going to put one in at a price. I think Keithy will be a bit of a price. And look, he's out of a Fastnet Rock mare. He's 1 off 91. He's down to this 85 rating, and he did find a bit of form last season. He's going to get a perfect run from barrier number 4. He could be. He could pop up. He could surprise Keithy. Mojave Desert did win last start on that wet slow, and then Salil Fighter. Just depends what run he gets. I do like the 7 though. 7, 8, 12, 4.
Mark Newnham, winner in the first leg of the late trouble with the grey, the flashy grey, Talent's Ambition. This is a race number 9 now. Good field, this one. There's some potential going around in this. Chateau Neuf at the top of the book race as well, first up. The Boombox Unbeaten Course and Distance. Bulb General extra £7 for his last start win. Jumbo Treasures placed second up. Beauty Infinity is now with Brett Crawford, and he trialled quite well over the 800 metres. Friends of Sha Tin has the cheek pieces going on, and Neza is now with David Hall, who's added the cheek pieces and removed the tongue tie, Paul.
Yeah, Jumbo Treasure, he's a strong leader. He likes to go forward. Set up some pretty quick sectionals as well. Low Pen Spirit can lead. He's drawn barrier number 3, but he hasn't got the pace of Jumbo Treasure. But he does run his best races when he's left alone in front. Infinite Resolve. Beauty Infinity trialled, his trial was good. Lucky 8 is a well-rated horse and is drawn low. Chateau Neuf midfield. Friends of Sha Tin comes into the race after running at Happy Valley in his last couple of starts. And Bulb General, he'll get back. He'll be running on, as he did when winning.
DJ Vincent Ho is here right now, and he's rocking the boombox.
Vincent Ho, it's a little bit of a case of sort of friends reunited with you in some of your rides this Saturday. You've got some very nice ones to look forward to. Towards the latter part of the card, race 9, you're back on the boombox. We know how good he is, and you must be excited to get back on board.
Yeah, I like to ride him. Such a nice horse to ride, and did a few trials on him. So far, felt good. So we're ready to put him in the race and see what he can show us.
You've ridden him 3 times, 3 wins, of course. His very first 3 wins, obviously victim of circumstance. You haven't ridden him since then, but he's coming back to 1200 as well. As an onlooker, what have you made of his 1400 metre performances?
Yeah, his 14 is really good. Of course, first race of the season, and he has been out for some times as well, and just getting back to bring his fitness up for, in the field trials. So he should do well at 12. But of course, I'd say in the future he can even handle a mile. Yeah, he should do well.
Yeah, he'd be an interesting horse at a mile, wouldn't he? He's had 3 trials, Vincent. I mean, he's a type of horse, I think, just looking at him from my untrained eye, he probably just needs that bit of work, doesn't he? Is he a horse that takes a bit of time just to get to sort of top fitness?
Yeah, I'd say so. And in the morning, probably don't show too much. But, on top, I feel he is, pretty laid back at the trials. So we'll have to see how he performs in the race. But races will switch them on, I would say. So as long as he's, very relaxed nowadays in the morning, and hopefully the race he will be pretty similar, and also hit the line very strong.
And that is Vincent talking about the boombox. Paul, here's a very, very promising horse up next. It's Bulb General in the orange colours. He's just off the pace. He's shooting for 3 wins in a row. He's had a very quiet trial between runs. Infinite Resolve a little disappointing here, but he did pull up with an abnormal heart rate, so he had an excuse coming out of this race.
Yeah, so he did. It was a really strong win from this horse. He was really impressive. AKS Fani didn't really frank the form on Wednesday, but in saying that, he had paddles over this field. Won very easy. Jumbo Treasure stayed on a bit on the inside there, but look, the way he won this, he's an exciting horse going forward. Barrier 12 is the concern. But look, Zach was waving to the crowd there, wasn't he?
He was. He's right down to win it easily. Bulb General. Chateau Neuf has had 3 trials. He's had an extra one because he was due to run at the Typhoon meeting. So David Hayes put this extra trial into him. Does have to carry a big weight, but that record first up is a first and a second from 2 starts.
Yeah, really good fresh up record. I wonder if he does go slightly better at Happy Valley. He's won at Sha Tin in the past, so yeah, you know, he's more than capable at Sha Tin, but his Happy Valley record is even better. Nice quiet trial from him. Again, he's got to carry 135 from barrier 9, but he does get back in his races.
All right, that's how the replays and Vincent's thoughts go on race number 9. Bulb General just a class above?
Yeah, I think so. He's on top, definitely for me. Bulb General, very strong win from him. I'm going to put Lucky 8 in. He's drawn an inside barrier. It's one of 70 in the past. He's drawn 60. He's 67 and drawn barrier number 1. He goes in for second. Jumbo Treasure up third. Look, I was a little bit disappointed with the Boombox's trials leading into it. I thought he could have shown a little bit more. He is unbeaten over the course and distance though, and he did do that similar to his fresh up run last season. So I still want to put him in, but just on a minor line. 3-7-5-2.
The roll continues for the Jamie Richards Zach Purton combination for Bulb General, making it 3 in a row for Paul. The last on Saturday afternoon at Sha Tin is on the turf, and it's over 1,800 metres. We've got Bravehearts going up from the 1650. Cambridge resumes. He's had 3 trials. Joy of Spring is a 2-time course and distance winner. Telabajil has the blinkers off. Enthralled has no blinkers on. Rota New Page looking for 4 wins in a row, has an extra £6 for the last one. Money Catcher is back. With All My Faith goes from the 14 to the 1,800 metres, and Mighty Strength is actually eligible for the top of Class 4. Paul and Ariel, who did it tough on the all-weather last time, big long back straight should get him to the lead.
Yeah, I'm surprised, didn't get to the front. There's a change of jockey, so Alice Wong will go aboard. He does run his best when he's leading, and over the 1,800 metres I think he will. Rota New Page has got that whole back straight to get across from his wide draw. Money Catcher, it's just lost a little bit of that early speed he used to have. Gentleman Legacy, he's got barrier number 4. He can sit handy over the 1,800 metres with All My Faith. Joy of Spring has been racing better over shorter distances. King of Selection, he's a newcomer here. Did one in Riccarton in New Zealand before he got here, and then back to athleticism. He's drawn 1, but goes back.
Would have been cold and windy at Riccarton, no doubt, even in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Here's Vincent Ho. He's riding Joy of Spring in the last.
Vincent Ho, Joy of Spring, is a horse who's put together a really good profile now. 4 from 18. You've actually ridden him 6 times. You've never finished worse than 3rd. So this is an exciting ride to have in the last.
Yeah, really like this horse, of course. Thanks to Mr. Founts, and hope to win for them, of course. Do my best. And he, I galloped him once, and he is very fit.
I know you didn't ride him on his seasonal return. That was a 3rd over 14 under £5 claiming Ellis Wong, but that would have been a great way to tune him up for the step up to 18 now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely. After one race, we'll open up their fitness, bring up their fitness a lot more. And now I feel, that he's pretty ready.
When he won back in sort of mid-June, he beat Gentleman Legacy. They reopposed. Obviously, he's won since. So the form is all there as well. Yeah,
I think so. He's a nice quality horse, So with his fitness coming, and that's why I think his chance is up there.
And overall, Vincent, what do you make of your book of rides come Saturday? Obviously, you've got some nice ones towards the end of it, but it looks like a decent book, and hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 winners there.
Yeah, I hope so, of course. As long as I do my best on them, and I'm happy. Of course, it's not easy to get winners lately, but as long as they run well and I perform, 100% on them, then that's all we can ask for. Of course, we'll do my best to win on each of them, but yeah. We'll see.
There's a Vincent Ho, Paul. Inform horse in the race is Rota New Page. He just keeps winning. Looked like he was going to run a second here, but dug really deep to win. with the leader just knocking up in the last little bit. That was Highland Rahi. Barrier 13 is going to make it tricky, and his last 3 wins have all been at Happy Valley.
Yeah, they flew along here, and he's really found his niche at Happy Valley, this horse. He's now going to come back to Sha Tin and see if he can do it here at Sha Tin. Look, he's in good form at the moment, so he'll get his chance once again.
And finally, Gentleman Legacy has been one of yours in a short career here. He's only had the 4 starts. He's a last-time winner. This is a 1,600 metre trial. Tony Cruz has given him 2 trials. This is the second of them that he does win.
Yeah, and he was asked to do something in this particular trial, really pushed out, as a lot of the horses were doing here over the 1,600 metres. Ewan Long Elite on the inside there, and you can see him come down the outside rail, and about here he was going to run a nice 4th in the trial, but really asked him to stretch out and win the trial, and he did. So that's what he did. He's a horse who had 4 starts last season, looked progressive, and then culminated in a win at odds on over the 2,000 metres. Good starting point, I thought, here was 1,800 from.
Can he go back to back?
I think he can, yeah. I like this horse. He's on top. Tony Cruz's stable's going really well at the moment. Joyous Springs, the obvious danger. I think this is the Quinella. That 1,400 metres was a strong run from him last start. Tullabagil's getting dangerous in the weights now. His last one was off 90 and he's down to 75. And it wasn't a bad run from him last time. He did finish off. And then the other horse is Bravehearts, who steps up to 1,800 metres, which again looks good for him. So it's a good race to finish, but I thought Gentleman Legacy could win it. 4-3-5-1.
And that is all of the information for Saturday at Sha Tin, or 1 o'clock post time for the first of 10.